How should we design India's national dress? This was the thought that engaged Indians for a long time during the nationalist movement. The men as well as the women of the upper classes experimented to define India's national dress that expressed the unity of the nation. At the beginning of the 1870s, the Tagore family of Bengal experimented with dress designs. Rabindranath Tagore suggested that the national dress should combine elements of Hindu and Muslim dress. And thus, the chapkan, which is a long buttoned coat, was considered a suitable dress for men. It was Jnana Dhananandini Devi, wife of Satyendranath Tagore, who first adopted the Parsi style of wearing a sari in the late 1870s. This sari was pinned to the left shoulder with a brooch and worn with a blouse and shoes. This style was then adopted by Brahmo Samaji women and hence came to be known as the Brahmika sari. Soon, this style was accepted by Brahmos and non-Brahmos in Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh. However, this style of dressing did not appeal to the women of Gujarat, Kodagu, Kerala and Assam, who wore different types of saris. While some upper classes were experimenting with dresses, the Swadeshi movement brought in a political aspect to dressing. In the 17th century, India manufactured 1/4 of the world's goods. However, after the Industrial Revolution, Britain started manufacturing cheap milk cloth. This greatly affected the Indian cotton industry. In 1905, Lord Curzon decided to partition Bengal to control the growing opposition to the British rule. This gave rise to the Swadeshi movement. In this movement, the Indian masses boycotted British goods and adopted goods manufactured in India. The use of khadi over British manufactured clothes became a patriotic duty. Songs and poems were written to popularize its use. However, as khadi was expensive, it appealed more to the upper classes. Those who found khadi uncomfortable continued using British mill-made cloth. However, 15 years later, many upper-class people started wearing Western dresses again. Although many people rallied for Swadeshi goods, it was impossible to compete with the cheap British goods that had flooded the market. Despite its limitations, for Mahatma Gandhi, the experiment with Swadeshi cloth also proved to be a symbolic weapon against the British rule. Mahatma Gandhi had different clothing styles in his earlier days. From a shirt pajama and coat in his childhood days to Western-styled clothes at the beginning of his professional life in South Africa. However, later, he decided that dressing unsuitably was a more powerful political statement. A year after the non-cooperation movement in 1921, he started wearing only a short khadi dhoti. The white, coarse khadi signified purity, simplicity, and poverty. Also wearing it became a symbol of nationalism, a rejection of Western mill-made cloth. Gandhiji wore this short dhoti without a shirt when he went to England for the Round Table Conference in 1931. He refused to compromise and wore the same dress when he met King George V at the Buckingham Palace. Although Gandhiji dreamed that the entire nation should wear khadi, there were some who felt differently. These included the rich nationalist Motilal Nehru, who wore finer Indian clothes. Dalits like Baba Saheb Ambedkar, who wore Western suits, Sarojini Naidu and Kamala Nehru, who wore colored saris, and other common people who could not afford the expensive khadi cloth. Thus, dress experiments by different people contributed to the search for an Indian national dress.